Good morning and welcome to a new episode of Vlogmas. My name's Sarah. I'm coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, where I live with my partner Troy and our cats Alex, Moo, and Elsie, who you will definitely see in this video. And this episode of Vlogmas is probably going to cover days 7 through 9. Today is Saturday, December 7th. It's about 10:30 in the morning. And I've had a nice chill morning so far. But let me talk about last night first. So I went over to my friends. A couple of us got together to watch a Christmas movie and hang out. And my friend recently had her second child, so it was really nice to be able to spend some time with her at their home and see the baby. So that was really nice. We ended up watching The Holiday, which I've never seen before. And here's my take. The movie is great, except for the last like 15 minutes. I am not like a cheesy rom-com person really at all, but I actually loved most of the movie. The end was very cheesy. Like, if you know the movie, the part where Cameron Diaz is like running through the snow in her high heels, and like it was just a bit over the top for me. But overall, I enjoyed it. I would watch it again because we were kind of chatting through a lot of it. But yeah, that was fun, and we had some cheese and crackers and wine and just like had a nice chill night. I got some work done on my Daft Days cardigan, which I'll show you in a minute. Then I came home and did some reading. I have book club tomorrow night, which is going to be a very fun one, and I'll tell you more about it tomorrow. But I need to finish my book. So I did a little bit of reading and then just kind of went to bed. And this morning I slept until 8:30, which was really nice. I definitely needed that after this bit of a longer work week that I had this week. Got up at like 8:30. Troy had made coffee, had some coffee, still having some coffee, and edited my video, my most recent video, days 4 through 6. And then I just watched a little bit of Vlogmas and worked on my cardigan, and now I've gotten ready. I am getting ready to go out to a local yarn store, 614 Knit Studio, to grab a couple of things. So my friend Jess and I are doing a sock swap again this year. Excuse me, and I need to pick up a couple more little things for her. So I'm gonna go do that now. They're having a sale on all their sock yarn, so that's perfect. Might pick up something for myself as well, we'll see. So I'm gonna run and do that, and if I can remember to get some footage, I will. Then I'm gonna come home and just spend a little bit of time knitting. I'm gonna make some lunch, and then around 1:30 we're gonna head out. Today, this afternoon, I am helping my sister at a holiday market. So she makes chainmail jewelry and she does a lot of markets. And today there's a huge one downtown here in the Short North Arts District. They basically like shut down High Street, and there'll be a ton of vendors and music, and it's gonna be really, really fun. So I'm gonna be there helping her from like 3 to 8 and then tear down. So probably like most of the day, definitely the afternoon and evening, I'm gonna be there helping her with that. So I'll definitely get some footage of that to share with you all, and I'm really excited. But it is quite chilly here today. The feel like with the wind chill is like 20 degrees and it's outside. So definitely need to bundle up. That's why I've got my hat on already, because I've got my hair is pretty dirty, so I just did some little pigtails to go with the hat. So this is going to be an all-day situation because the hair is not looking great under here, but that's okay. And then I'm wearing my Kintras again, so I thought I would talk a little bit about this real quick and then show you my Advent stuff. This is probably my warmest sweater. So here she is. This is my Kintra sweater. This is the DK weight version. This is a new design coming from Rebecca Clow. I test knit this, and I test knit the size 6, which is, I'm like right between sizes. So this is one size probably bigger than I would make when I make it again, and I do think I'll make another one because I love it. So it's top down, and you can see it has this gorgeous 1x1 colorwork yoke. And I made a scrappy version. So my main color is Harrisville Daylights. Sorry for the headless shot. My main color is Harrisville Daylights in the color Lint, which has little hints of purple. I don't know if that's going to come through at all. And then all these little colors in here are just some woolen spun scraps that I had kicking around my stash, and I kind of did stripy groups of like purples, blues, greens, pinks, and then there's a brown as well. And that's kind of how I did mine, but it is designed to work as an advent pattern as well. So a lot of the other testers right now are knitting theirs as advents, which has been really cool to see because for every size you can get 24 different colors in the yoke. So we'll see. I think a version like that would be really fun too. And then just as for this being on the larger side, I did knit it a bit longer and a bit roomier, and it's just super comfy cozy. It is definitely one of the warmest sweaters I own. The yoke is a circular yoke, but at a certain point you start working raglan increases, so you can see that right here, and that gives it such a nice fit. I'm obsessed with this. My only complaint is that I think the sleeves are a little bit big. Like I said, if I were to knit it again, which I think I will, I would go down a size, and I think that would solve it, but there is a lot of extra fabric in the sleeve. And that was the only feedback that I gave Rebecca, was that I think there might be a little too many stitches in the sleeve. But I can tell this has already quickly become my, like, if I really just want to be warm and snuggly, I'm throwing this on. I wore it on Thanksgiving and I love it. I did get a little bit of color bleeding right here, and you can probably see that. When I blocked this, I let it soak for a really long time. I basically put hot water and then I just let it soak until the water was cold, because the Harrisville Daylights, it doesn't really look very nice until you block it. And once you block it, it gets like really, it beautifully evens out. But before blocking, it looks kind of crazy, like it's all kinky and kind of weird looking. So I definitely wanted to give it a good long soak. And unfortunately, I think I did just get a little bit of bleeding from that, but since the yarn has a purple tint anyway, you can't really tell, it doesn't bother me. So yes, I need to be all bundled up today, so I'm layering this over a dress, and then I'm probably gonna wear like leggings under the dress, I'm gonna wear my boots, I'm gonna wear a coat, scarf, the whole thing. And that reminds me of one other thing I'll be bringing, which are hot water bottles. So we're gonna be close to a shop that my sister works at full time, and we'll have access to hot water. So I am gonna bring our hot water bottles so that we can try and keep our hands warm. My mom and I are helping her out this evening, and it's gonna get dark at like 5:30, and then it's gonna be even colder. So, but I'm bringing my hot water bottle, which I've shown on the podcast before, but I went ahead and spoiled a Christmas gift for my sister because I wanted her to be able to use it today. I knit, and I don't think I've showed this anywhere yet. I knit her a hot water bottle cover as well and got her a hot water bottle for Christmas. And this year she has been so enamored with Chapel Roan, and I get it, I love her too. But my sister's like a mega fan, so I knit her this hot water bottle cover. It's hot to go because it's a hot water bottle cover. It's a great pun, right? Yeah, this was really fun. This is all done with duplicate stitch, so the little checks are stranded color work, but the hot to go is all duplicate stitch. It makes me laugh. It kind of looks like a pizza box, I think, but it did turn out really cute, and then the back is just plain. So I'm gonna bring that along today and go ahead and give it to her a little bit early so it can help keep us warm today. I just think it's really cute. If I were to do it again, which I don't think I ever will, I would probably make the letters a little bit smaller. Like, I feel like they kind of fill the whole thing, but I showed her a picture and she really likes it. So yeah, that's the hot to go water bottle. Just kind of funny. All right, let me show you my Adventy stuff. I do think this is gonna be the only check-in for today, but I'll definitely get some more footage from the rest of the day. We're gonna go down a little bit early so Troy and I can walk around the market, and maybe he can do some Christmas shopping because somebody's been putting it off. Anyway, okay, I'm giving myself a pair of socks today, and these will be perfect to wear today because they are super thick and chunky. Here they are. Ooh, this yarn is crazy bananas. I think I got this maybe in a D-stash or something, I don't remember. This is the DK ribbed sock from Summer Lee's book, The Sock Project. They're just really basic. You can barely even see the rib because the yarn's so crazy. They're just The entire leg is 2x2 rib, and then the top of the foot is 2x2 rib. And I just used this really fun, punchy kind of pop color for the toe. And there was a bit of that color in the yarn as well, the little bits of green. Yeah, these are probably the chunkiest socks I've ever made. It's fingering weight held double, but it's like it was kind of a chunky fingering weight to begin with. So these are probably closer to worsted weight. They're real thick and chunky, and I called them my watermelon socks. I think they look like watermelon colors, so giving myself those today. Advent updates. I'm gonna change up my approach to the Woolens and Nosh Advent. I don't know what to do with it this year. If you also have the Woolens and Nosh Advent, everyone has a different color order for the stripes, and it was kind of hard to avoid spoiling it. Like, I want to be able to talk about it. So if you also have this Advent, going forward, I'm going to show my colors for each day and I'm going to talk about them. And if that means that you need to not watch the video until like you're done, like, I totally understand if you want to avoid spoilers that you might not watch. And I think that, you know, that's totally your choice and that's okay. I just want to be able to talk about them, and everyone else I am watching or have seen on Instagram that also has the Advent is just showing them with no spoilers at this point. So I'm gonna do the same. Hopefully that doesn't upset anyone. I'm sorry if it does, but I'm gonna go ahead and show them. So day, what is today? 7th? 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, 7th day. Got my little stripes in. Here it is. A bit of a darker teal. Very pretty. It's funny with that, just that little pop of red at the toe, and then we've kind of got like a group of yellows and greens and a group of teals. Very fun, and I am knitting them simultaneously. Most days I'm probably only going to show one, but I am knitting them both. And yeah, I'm excited to see. Maybe we're going to start a new color group tomorrow. We'll see. Daft Days cardigan. I got quite a bit of progress done on this. Here's where I'm at. So last night I got the neon pink main color, and then I started over, so I've got another red stripe in the main color I just finished. And right now we're at about 7.5 inches. I do think I'm gonna add one more stripe, like one more contrast color stripe and one more main color stripe. Although I'm so torn because I don't want it to be too long. It's gonna be more on the fitted side, so I really want it to just hit me right in my natural waist. If I had more time, what I should probably, you know what, I could give it a steam block. Maybe I'll do that. I was gonna say I could, if I had all the time in the world, I would block it, like do a full wet block and see how much it's gonna grow. But maybe I'll just do a quick steam block and see if I need to add another stripe or not. It's also bottom up, so it's a little bit hard to estimate, but even holding it, like, you know, trying to kind of guess where it's gonna land, I'm gonna steam block it. I think that's the way to go. So maybe I'll try and do that later today. That is all the knitting I have for you right now. I've definitely been focusing on getting the Daft Days cardigan where I want it to be. I want the body to be done by the end of today, and then tomorrow I'll start the front panels. So my goal for next week is to get all the rest of the body done, so both front panels and the back panel. And I think I'm gonna try and get both front panels done within 3 days and then get the back panel done within 4 days. And then we'll go from there on to the sleeves. So yeah, I think I'll give that a steam block when I get back from the yarn store. Am I forgetting anything? I am curious what your favorite Christmas movie is. Let me know in the comments. I feel like right now, like, Elf is a classic. I've seen it so many times, but it's still up there for me. Christmas Vacation always makes me laugh. It's always funnier than I remember. Maybe I'll watch that one, like, sometime this weekend. Yeah, let me know what your favorite Christmas movie is. I'm very curious. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. Last check-in for the day, so I'll get some more footage for you. Really excited for my sister's market. And tomorrow we're gonna have a little bit more of a chilled out day at home. I definitely have some stuff to do tomorrow. I've got some baking. I'm gonna have a chat with my friend. And then tomorrow night is book club, but it should be more of a slow paced day, hopefully. So let's get on with it. Good morning. It is Sunday, December 8th. It is a beautiful, bright, sunny day here today. It's going to be a high of 50, which is much nicer than what we had yesterday. Yesterday it was very cold. The wind chills were like 20, 21. Yeah, I have lots to share with you this morning, but I thought I would do a little update first about yesterday and what's planned for today, and then we can jump into Adventy things. So yesterday we went, my mom and I, and we helped my sister at her market in the afternoon. We met there at about 2 so we could walk around and check out all the other vendors, and then my mom and I were there helping in her booth from 3 until about 8:30 when we got everything torn down. I was definitely layered up in my woolly knits. I had knit socks, of my heaviest, warmest knit sweater. I was wearing my Kentra sweater, which I talked about yesterday. It's definitely one of my warmest sweaters. And I was wearing a knitted hat. I was wearing my traveler cowl. I was wearing knitted mitts. It was a very knitwear, very cozy day. I also brought the hot water bottles. So we were as cozy as could be given how cold it was. It was still very chilly, but I think we made it work. So the market was great. My sister did really well. I think it was one of her best markets to date. It was very fun seeing all the other vendors, and I did pick up a few things, so I thought I would show you those. And I also picked up a couple things for myself at the yarn store yesterday when I was there to grab a few things for my friend Jess. So let me show you what I got there. I woke up very early this morning at like 6:30 and hopped in the shower, so the hair is doing some air dry stuff, and I just realized that my sweater is absolutely covered in fuzz and cat hair, and that's what I get for wearing a black sweatshirt in a house with 3 cats. So No, you're getting it a little bit more au natural this morning. There's no makeup. The hair is air drying. There is cat hair on the sweater. This is Vlogmas. So let me show you what I got at the yarn store. First, I got this really fun skein. Studio Dog Fibers is the in-house brand for the local yarn store. The store is called 614 Knit Studio. The owner has a dog named Pearl, and that is what Pearl looks like. And they just started carrying this radioactive tweed is what they're calling it. It's 85% superwash merino, 15% neon Donegal nep, and it is 437 yards. It's a 2-ply, and I have been seeing these like neon tweed sock yarns kind of popping up all over the place, and I really wanted to try one, and I thought if I could get it from a local dyer, that would be the perfect way to go. Oh, still having focus issues. That would be the way to go. And I thought it's like not a natural combo to have the neon with this kind of mauve-y purple, but I thought that it was really pretty. And I am definitely having a love affair with tweed socks, and these ones are gonna be awesome. So I got that. I grabbed this little tiny mini skein. Oh my God, it's so bright. It's literally glowing. I mean, it is neon yellow and it is kind of fuzzy, but that's crazy. So it's blowing out really bad on the camera, but yeah, it is like a true neon yellow. Focus. Yes, so I picked this up. It was half off in the sale bin, and it's just barely enough yarn to do anything with, but I've been doing so many colorwork socks lately. I thought this could be a really fun little pop in some color work. Actually, it would be fun with the neon in this. Maybe something like that could be fun. And then I also got a sticker there for my cabinet, which is a squirrel knitting a sock, which I just thought was funny. And we have 9 million squirrels that live in our backyard, so he fits with the theme. At the market, I picked up a couple things. I got myself an ornament. It's a pink croc. I have a pair of pink Crocs in this exact color that I wear around the house, and I just thought that it was funny, so I got that to add to my tree here. And then I got a couple stickers from the same shop. I got this pretty moth, a disco ball, which I love, and just like a cute little bow. And then I picked up a couple things from one of my favorite local illustrators. I also got a sticker sheet from him that is all these little houses. It's Colin Williams is the illustrator. And what I'm finding with my cabinet is that I still have room for big stickers, but I need some smaller stickers to start like filling in some of the blank spaces. So I thought that was like a great little sticker sheet. And then the thing I'm most excited about is every year Colin does calendars, and this year I got the kitty calendar to put at my desk at work. So here is the kitty calendar, and you can see all of the different designs here. They are so, so cute. I especially love the strawberry guy. Is it focused? Yes. And the little Christmas guys. But they're all very cute. So I'm excited to take that to work with me. Here's what the inside looks like. Very cute. And it says on the front that they're 11 by 11, and you can cut them down after you've finished with the calendar. If you want the prints, you can cut them down to 10 by 10 and just have them as prints. So my favorite ones I probably will keep and like hang up at my desk at work when I'm done. So I'm really excited about that. I also got all kinds of other little gifty things, but those are the things that I got for myself. Okay, should we do Advents? Let's do it. So I'm giving myself a pair of socks today, but I'm not gonna wear these ones yet. So let me show them to you. They're wild and crazy. Here they are. So these are my Valentine's Day socks. I knit them around that time. And I'm gonna save them to wear around Valentine's Day. So I'm not gonna be wearing these ones today, but I do love how they turned out. So the yarn was a set of minis. There were, I think 5 or 6. I think there were 6 minis, and it was the like wine lovers set or something by local dyer, Dye Mad Yarns. They also have a yarn store now, and they were selling these little wine inspired mini sets, and it was like 3 shades of yellow and, or sorry, 2 shades of yellow, 2 shades of pink, and 2 shades of purple. That's what it was. So it was like red wine, white wine, and rosé. And I made these socks using Valentine's Doodles by Pacific Knit Co. And I had both of the Valentine's packs. So there was like Valentine's 1 and Valentine's 2. And just kind of mix and match the motifs. And then on the socks, I inverted the colors. So like where here you have the black swans, or the dark swans on the light background, here you have light swans on a dark background, and vice versa. So they are kind of like twins, but they're inverse, which I think is really fun. These were challenging to knit. There's a lot of these motifs have 3 color work, like the sunglasses, the wine bottles, the little envelopes. I think that they look amazing. Like, I'm so happy with how they turned out, but they were definitely challenging. This was also my first time doing an afterthought heel, and I kind of messed it up and ended up with a bunch of little ends that I had to kind of emergency weave in. So I learned a lot knitting these, and that was the goal because like I talked about in my last video, I've been noodling on the idea of designing a pair of all over colorwork socks, but I had never knit a pair. So these were my kind of jumping in the deep end, trying all over colorwork socks. They are definitely not perfect. This one is significantly larger for some reason. I don't know if you can tell that. It's quite a bit longer. Like if I line them up, it comes down quite a bit further. And they are a bit tight. And this was a 72 stitch count, but this motif specifically, the wine bottles with the 3 color work and the very vertical motifs, it's quite tight. So honestly, like I said, I'm kind of viewing these more as like an art piece than something I'm gonna wear a lot, because they took so much effort and they did turn out really nice. I'm hoping to wear them around Valentine's Day, but if they don't end up fitting me, if they really end up being too tight after a couple wears, I will probably find a new home for them. But they were so fun to make, and I definitely would like to do more with the doodle patterns in the future. I have those 2 Valentine's decks, and I have the basic doodle deck as well. So I really want to knit Troy a colorwork scarf at some point, just using like Jameson and Smith or something with the doodle deck, and just pick like random motifs and kind of do that. So that's in my future at some point. Those are the socks I'm giving myself today. And I have Advent progress for you. So I'm gonna show the 2024 Woolens and Nosh Advent sock, day 8. It's a new fun color today, so I'm gonna show that now. If you don't wanna see, go ahead and look away. Very fun new color. I will say so far, I like how these are coming together, but they're not quite my colors yet. So we'll see, you never know how it's gonna turn out, but if they continue in this vein, these may end up being a gift for a friend. I'm still loving knitting them, and I think they look really fun. I just don't know if they're gonna get as much wear in my wardrobe if the colors kind of continue in this vein. So if they do, I will be happy to gift these to a friend who has been wanting socks for a while. And yeah, we'll go from there, but we'll see how they turn out. So that was day 8. You can look back now if you are avoiding spoilers. I also made a lot of progress on my Dap Days cardigan, and I want to talk about that for a minute. So yesterday, you probably saw footage of me giving this a quick steam block, because I had a feeling I was kind of like nearing the length that I wanted the body to be. So I hung it on a hanger and gave it a steam block, and I'm really glad that I did, because I basically decided that I wasn't gonna knit the 9th stripe. I was gonna stop at 8 stripes and start the front and back because this is gonna be a little bit more fitted. I really want it to be cropped. Like I want it to hit me pretty much right at my natural waist, if not slightly below. So I went ahead and started the front panels. I can't remember if I've talked about this in Vlogmas yet, but I love how this yarn looks. I think the colors are beautiful. It's from Ruby and Roses. My one complaint is that the yarn is scented. It's treated with a scented wash and it really irritates me. Not like, oh, I'm irritated, but like it like makes my eyes like burn a little bit. Like I have a bit of a reaction to it. And that is unfortunate because, you know, I'm really loving everything else about this project. I did actually reach out to the dyer and before I started working with the yarn, and she basically said I could try washing all of the yarn before I used it, but there was so much yarn that I bought for this project that really wasn't something I wanted to do, and that's on me, I suppose. But I do think that it should be advertised that the yarn is scented. And I don't believe it is. If I had known the yarn was scented, I wouldn't have bought it. And when I steamed it yesterday, it smelled like so intense. I actually have an air purifier here in the room, and normally the light is blue, like the air is good. And when I steamed this cardigan, it was like red. It was like air not clean. Like it was kind of bad. So yeah, that was not the most pleasant experience. I won't be steaming this again, hopefully, unless I really have to, because it did not smell good and I kind of had to like vacate the room for a couple of hours until the air purifier could do its work. But I am glad I steamed it because I was going to end up, I think, with the body too long. Hard to tell when you're knitting bottom up. I say that now, and in the end I could wish that I had that extra stripe, but we'll just have to see. It's a bit of a gamble. So now I'm on to the front panels, and my goal is to finish both front panels in 3 days. So today, tomorrow, and the next day. And basically I figured out that means that I need to knit about 5.5 inches a day, and I did go ahead and get that done for day 1. So let me show you. Okay, kind of hard to show right now, but here it is. So I split for sleeves, and then this, how to show. So this is the back. Whoops. That's the back. This is the front. You can see there were some sleeve decreases. I went ahead and did those. Then you're knitting straight for a bit, and then I have gone ahead and cast off the neckline stitches so it has a crew neck. So here's where I cast off the neckline stitches, and now I just need to knit about 2 3/4 more inches, which I think is about 7 more stripes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here is where the repeat will end. So I'm like, this much more is what I have to do. And it really doesn't take long when there's only so many stitches, you know, 30 some stitches on the needle at this point. So yeah, you know, if I wanted to finish this front panel today, I probably could, but I'm gonna try and keep it like as an Advent style project and do a certain amount each day. And I have some other fun things I want to work on. So yes, I've gotten quite a bit of progress done. Here is what the front panel is looking like. And I think it's very cute. I love the colors. Tomorrow I will finish the front left panel and start the front right panel. And then if all goes according to plan, on the 10th, I will be finishing up the front right panel. All right, one other little thing I worked on is my Stella quilt cushion. And I did go ahead and finish the second half of this square. So I added the white triangle, and we're officially halfway through now. So here she is. I'm loving the color choices and the different yarn textures. Hopefully you can see that the rusty yarn is a bit fuzzy. The lighter green is kind of shiny. And then this one is just a really pretty, rich, dark green. I think it's gonna be really pretty. It is big. I might have to buy a new pillow insert. I don't know if any of the ones I have are gonna fit, but yes, officially halfway done, and I'm eager to start on the second half. I might work on that a little bit more today. So as far as what's on the agenda for today, what time is it now? It's about 11 a.m. I woke up really early this morning, as I said, at like 6:30, and I took a shower. I've been watching Vlogmas and working on my Daft Days cardigan, and now I have some baking to do. So tomorrow we're going into the office at work and we're having a cookie exchange. So I'm gonna be making some shortbread cookies with a little bit of wildflower sea salt on top, and I'm also gonna make some buckeyes, which if you don't know what those are, because I don't know that everyone knows what they are. I don't think they're specific to Ohio, but they might be more of a Midwestern thing. They're basically like peanut butter balls dipped in chocolate, and they resemble buckeyes, which is what we call them here. I think they call them something else in Europe, like conkers or something. If that's not right, I'll put it on the screen. But it is a native Ohio tree, the buckeye. So we have lots of those around here, and also like our college football team is the Buckeyes. So they're kind of a popular Ohio treat. So I'm gonna make some of those as well. I'm gonna make lunch at some point and then do some more knitting. And tonight at 6:30, I have book club, which is gonna be a funny one. So it's my sister and a bunch of her coworkers and some friends that started this book club. And this month we all read a different monster romance. I think that this was originally supposed to happen in October and it just kind of got away from us, but we all read a different monster romance. And tonight at book club, we have a PowerPoint about each of our monsters, and we have to pitch the group on which is the best lover, and whoever wins gets a prize. So very silly, but very, very fun. I was reading a book called Demon Lover by Heather Gare. I actually have one more chapter left. I need to finish that today. I guess I'm gonna wait to do my review until I finish the last chapter. It's not a genre that I would typically gravitate towards, more of a romantic-y girly myself, but I have to say it was better than I expected. I mean, it's very spicy, like habanero times 10, like it's spicy, and it's pretty silly, you know, but it was better than I expected until the end, which, you know, these books are very short. The whole thing it's probably the shortest book I've read in a long time. It's very fast paced. I do feel like the plot basically was resolved in one chapter, like entirely. So, you know, it does seem like the book is just an excuse for the monster romance, and the plot was definitely secondary, but on the whole, it was fun and I enjoyed it. So if you like those kind of books, like really steamy romance, and you're open to it being a little more weird and having some monsters in it, I think you might enjoy it. It is a series. I probably won't continue it, but I'm very eager to hear about everyone else's monsters. I think it's going to be a very funny and fun book club. So with that, I've now chatted on for about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna sign off probably for the day, but I will try and get plenty of footage from all the activities, and I'll be back with you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Monday, December 9th. It is kind of dark and gloomy out this morning, getting ready to head into work. Today's the only day I'm going into the office this week, so that's exciting. But I wanted to give you a little update first. So for yesterday, I spent most of the day baking. I definitely took on a bigger task than I probably should have. I made the shortbread cookies and the Buckeyes, which both turned out really well, and I'm excited to take those to work today to share them. We're having a cookie exchange, so I'll try and get a video of like the cookie table. And yeah, they both turned out well, but I definitely only needed to make one, and I spent 4 or 5 hours baking, and it was fun. I'm glad I did it, but next time I need to remember I only need to do one. I'm always trying to do the most out here, but that's just how it goes. So anyways, baking was fun. I did enjoy eating Buckeyes. They're one of my favorites, and now we have a bunch in our freezer. So anyway, all that to say, didn't get as much knitting time yesterday as I wanted because I was baking, and that's okay. I enjoy both equally. It's just a little bit of a give and take. So I do have some updates to share with you, knitting wise. But also last night was the Monster Romance Book Club, and I got a couple videos from that. It was hilarious. Like, it was so funny. We all got up and gave our little presentation about why our monster was the best monster, or just what happened in our book. And I have to say, I came in, my monster was voted second best monster, so I got a little prize, which was fun. It was just very funny and silly. Some of the books are like truly unhinged, like really wild stuff. It was very, very funny and a fun time. I hope we do that style of book club again at some point, not necessarily that genre, but maybe like some other like genre trope. Like, it was just funny. So yeah, that was really fun, and I'm glad that we did that. So sorry, I feel like my train of thought this morning is not I haven't had any coffee yet, but I did open my tea advent for this morning, and it's almost gone, but you can see it's kind of like a light purpley brown now. Today the tea was called Blue Lullaby, which is like just a nice herbal tea, but it has butterfly pea flower in it, which is really cool if you've never had a tea with that before. When you first steep it, it's like a really dark tealy blue. And then if you add acid, like hopefully before this you saw in my video, I added a little bit of lemon juice and it turns purple. So that's kind of fun, like especially if you had like kids around or something, it feels a little bit magical to watch it like turn colors, so that's cool. It's not my favorite tasting tea, to be honest. I struggle with herbal teas sometimes. They're very hit or miss for me. It's fine, but it's not one that I would buy again for myself, but the color changing aspect is pretty fun. All right, knitting updates. I'm giving myself a pair of socks today. Here they are. So these are just a basic pair of vanilla socks with an afterthought heel. This main color, I can't remember what it was, but it's a really fun, like, it reminds me of like sand art. It's really pretty. And then for the cuff or for the toe and heel, I use this mauve color. This is about when I started working through the sock patterns in Summer Lee's book, The Sock Project. So you'll see a bunch more of those coming up in the next few days. This is just one of her basic sock recipes. This might have been, I think this was the afterthought heel. Yeah, because she also does the forethought heel, so we'll get to that one later. But yeah, just like a really nice, great pair of neutrals. Wear those later today. I have my Woolens and Nosh sock advent for today, so if you don't want to be spoiled for my day 9, which might be different from yours, go ahead and look away now. I was surprised by today's color because so far we've kind of gone in chunks of similar colors. And then when we got yesterday's color, I figured there would be a few more in that vein, but no, we got a fun pop today. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe it's like chunk, chunk, pop, chunk, chunk. I don't know, because there's a little pop down here at the toe too. So we'll see. They are very fun. The colorway name, I had to look it up again. It's Complimentary Cocktails. So that's fun. And it definitely has like a party vibe. So got both of those done. Safe to come back if you were looking away. Haven't had a chance to work on my Dap Days cardigan anymore yet today, but I am looking forward to putting another 5 or 6 inches on those front panels later tonight. I think I'll definitely finish the one that I already started and get maybe like halfway through the second one. I did go ahead and add a couple triangles to my Stella quilt cushion yesterday. Here she is. I added this square. So I've officially started on the second half. Coming along. All right, and I have one other little project to update you on. I worked on it a little bit when I got home from book club last night and then just kept working on it a bit this morning. And these are my Colorwork Cuff Club socks for December. This is Summer Lee's like subscription club where every month you get a new Colorwork design. And this month there were little houses and little trees, and I'm doing the little trees, very similar colors to what she did. And I did finish, almost finished the first cuff. So let me show you. I finished the first color work part. So stinking cute. I'm really proud of this color work. I think it looks very good considering how long the floats are and how much 3-color work there was. So I chose the version with the snow. It's a little bit hard to see because my blue doesn't have quite as much contrast, but I think you still get credit for it. So you can see the little white snowflakes and then the green trees, the yellow stars. So adding the snow means that there's a lot of rounds with 3-color work, which is something I've been wanting to practice. So I was happy to do that. And then there are also some pretty long floats. So this row with the little stars, that's like, you know, long floats between those, and then the same down here with the tree trunks. So I think it looks really nice and even considering that. So I'm really proud of that. I have been knitting the colorwork portion on ChowGoo 9-inch circulars, which I think has really helped with my colorwork tension. I also knit the cuff at 72 stitches, and then I decreased to 64 stitches, which you can see a little bit. Look at that, like there. I knit 1 row plain to try and avoid that, but maybe I need to knit 2 rows plain in the white before I decrease. That's so funny. I didn't notice that until I was holding it up to the camera. Oh well, that's okay. I'll fix it on the next one. So yeah, I finished the color work, did my decreases. Now I'm just knitting 4 row stripes, alternating red and white. So I think I'm probably gonna have like 5 or 7 stripes in the leg. I want it to be about at least 4 inches. And then I will be moving on to the rest of the sock. So cuff number 1 is almost done. I think it's very, very cute. Proud of that. All right, I think that's all I have this morning. Like I said, today I'm going into work, so, you know, won't be too much footage from that, but I will try and get a little footage of the cookie swap. And then tonight I don't have anything on the docket. I may be having a FaceTime chat with a friend, but I'm not sure if we're doing it tonight or next week. So maybe that, but otherwise lots of knitting. Gonna work on my Daft Days cardigan, probably try and finish the leg of that first sock, and who knows what else. I'm definitely looking forward to a more relaxed week at home. Oh, this is probably going to be my last check-in for this video, which I just realized. So I'll get a little more footage from the rest of the day today, but I do think this is going to be my last check-in for this video. And I was thinking of, I've seen some other people doing Vlogmas are going to do a Q&A. So I was thinking I might do the same thing. I think that could be fun. So if you have any questions for me about anything, knitting, life, kitties, I don't know, literally anything, fun questions, silly questions, serious questions, you can feel free to leave them in a comment below, or if you don't want to leave it in a public comment, you can email me. My email is in the description box below, or you can message me on Instagram, whatever works. And yeah, I'll try to answer some questions at some point if y'all have any. So thank you so much for watching. It's been a fun couple of days. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye.